Welcome, everybody. Welcome to today's event of Friends of Elephants. Can you see the next slide?
Yes.
Yeah.
Perfect. So let's understand what is Friends of Elephants for those who would be joining for the first time or would be viewing this video later on YouTube or Facebook as a forum. So Friends of Elephants is not an organization and is not proposing to become one. It is an informal group of people coming together with varied expertise concerned about elephants and other wildlife. The group is a forum for disseminating knowledge linked to elephants and other wildlife science, conservation, and welfare through several mediums such as art, culture, literature, movies, talks, and panel discussions. We have been conducting these events as offline events since April 2014, and from 2020 as online events. So it's almost more than a decade, and we might have covered more than 140 topics, which are very unique in their own way. Our expectation is that people who have attended these events, formally or informally, participate or help in developing appropriate conservation and welfare measures for wildlife, including elephants. So I am very excited to understand what is that today's topic that we bring for the audience. So Friends of Elephants, in collaboration with Wildlife Academy and Gaja Conservation Trust, present a new segment that is Elephants of Assam, a chapter 9, and the topic is senior elephants. So schedule follows. I would be introducing and comparing this event, and there will be 3 talks by 3 senior panelists. The first talk is by Mr. Bhupendra Nath Talukdar, titled as Giants to Fragmented Habitats, the Changing Range of Assam's Elephants. Second talk would be by Dr. Kushal Sarma, and it is titled as Conservation Challenges of Elephants in Assam. Third talk would be by Dr. Rathin Barman, and the title is Where are elephants facing the most problems? Can we coexist with elephants in the current socio-political circumstances? At the end of the session, we'll be having a Q&A session where I would request all the participants to put their questions in the chat window. We may not have an option of asking questions through audio or a video. So I would request everybody to put it in the chat messages. We'll be collating all those questions and would be addressing those into the final session of Q&A session that is also moderated by me. So let's very quickly understand who I am. So I'm Sanjay Ajanikar. I graduated as chemical engineer and I'm postgraduate in marketing management. I've worked in market research and program management for 12 years for profit sectors, building the common denominator of research and program management. 7 years ago, I realigned my career objective towards managing wildlife research program. I have been associated with Asian Nature Conservation Foundation and Center for Ecological Sciences while managing different projects. Under these organizations and as a part of collaborative projects, we have collared 8 wild elephants in Assam, Tripura, and Odisha in last 4 years to monitor their movement and foraging patterns. So before we jump into our first talk, and I'm excited to invite our first senior panelist to get into the talk, let me very, very quickly give a brief about today's topic. So today's topic is senior elephants, as you would have understood by now. So the whole ethos, if I would compare with let's say elephant as a family, as most of you would know that elephant herd is led by a matriarch. So there would be a different school of thoughts how to identify a matriarch in a given herd in a wild setup, different thoughts by ecologists, scientists. But one common denominator is the wisdom, the experience of a different landscape across different seasons, what to forage, what not to forage, where to transverse, which route to take, which route to avoid, how to tackle the obstacles. So that's a common denominator of having that varied experience. So today, in today's topic, we are dealing that similar concept. We are applying in the world of elephant and wildlife, and we have invited few seniors who would be transversing their experience. And I'm sure all 3 of them would have gone to almost each and every forest a major forest in Assam, there they would have walked those forests, So we are fortunate to have these senior panelists in today's event. Another aspect I would like to quickly touch base upon, that when it comes to the research in wildlife and management and welfare, what is really tricky is there would be different fauna, flora, ecosystems, rivers, and various interventions, anthropological interventions, right? And for each aspect, you require a very, very different, unique skill set, So there is a small problem, maybe 10 people would be involved. One could be expert, another would be transversing between the different topics, and they would have a different stakes. All these three senior panelists would have had experience of those different stakes in the system, although their expertise would be a particular, maybe veterinary science and medical aspect of it, or could be wildlife mitigation or elephant management, but they would have exposure from different aspects when it comes to management of that research. That is something we are looking forward to hear from all the senior panelists today. So let me welcome Mr. Bhupendra Nath Talukdar. His topic would be Giants to Fragmented Habitats, the changing range of Assam elephants. I would quickly introduce today's first panelist and expert. Bhupendra Nath Talukdar is a retired division forest officer from Assam Forest Department. He has over 40 years of experience managing elephant habitats in Assam under various capacities. He has served in virtually every forest of Assam, which I was saying earlier. Especially in the Orang Wildlife Sanctuary in 1990, the rhino population rose during his work tenure. And the anti-poaching measures he instituted resulted in Orang being the only rhino habitat in Assam that had no poaching incident for over a year. For those who are aware about Assam, poaching was one of the significant threat in the initial years, and we are talking about that time period. His lifetime of experience now helps in the preparation of policy insights for Assam's sanctuaries and national parks. Bhupendra Talukdar is an asset not only to Assam, also to India and to nature. I would like to invite Mr. Talukdar, and I would like to hand over the forum to you. I'm stopping my screen here. Stop sharing my screen here. I would request you to start sharing.
Desktop. I can lose any. Hello. No, it's one.
Naveen, do you mind navigating Mr. Talukdar?
Yeah. So, sir, are you trying to share anything or?
I'm
Okay.
Just give me a second. I'm just.
No problem, sir. Take your time.
No problem.
Yes, we can see your screen, sir.
Okay, this is Assam. I have this national park sanctuary and reserve forest are sold.
not the actual DCRF. That is that DCRF means District Council Forest and proposed reserve forest and I mean your unclusted forest. You see, Assam is surrounded by 3 parts of hill. Hill, that means Arunachal, then Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram, Meghalaya, and also Bhutan. Only a small portion of the western side is open. So anything happens in the Brahmaputra River and Borak River, these are the 2 main rivers in this year, in Assam. So what happens actually, anything goes wrong in the hill, suppose shifting cultivation or any development work, the effect is actually is affected Brahmaputra Valley and Borak. So Assam alone cannot actually do anything in case of elephant preservation or conservation, because all these 7 states must be actually in one unit, so that a common agenda can be prepared and long-term conservation of the species could be done. See, nowadays what happens, development is the main agenda in the country, and nobody has actually has given any serious thought about the long-term conservation of this megafauna. So I have classified this as Assam elephant territory in nine elephant ranges, not reserve. 9 elephant ranges means actually on the basis of the movement of the herds. I have identified these 9 ranges. So what happens actually, all these 9 ranges, almost all ranges are actually connected with the other states. So the population, elephant population in Assam cannot be, we cannot get a accurate population figure unless simultaneously all these 7 states actually do this exercise. So an overall area is that scenario is that the population in other states, it is reducing because of various reasons, and Assam population, though marginally it is raising, it is marginal, very marginal. It is not actually increase of population. And so far the elephant range and elephant habitat is concerned, Assam is also, whole Assam is present. Assam is elephant. Brahmaputra Valley is elephant range, because you will find elephant in the heart of Guwahati also. So if elephant is present in one place and you say that elephant habitat or elephant range or elephant reserve, the entire Assam is elephant reserve and Assam is elephant range. So I will discuss some of the constraints that we are facing, and the habitat of elephant is lost in each and every 9 ranges. First, this is this part up to here. This is the Ripu-Sirang elephant range. One fortunate thing is that Ripu National Park is one of the richest habitat of elephant, where you will get 12 types of forest types. It has been actually declared national park now. Another thing is in 1916, this park, Manas area was 500 square kilometer, and another 350 is actually declared as national park on adjacent to Manas. So if you say Manas, Assam has 7 national parks. Actually, it is 8 national parks, because this additional part is not Manas National Park, addition to Manas National Park. So 500 and 350 is 800. This part also has a national park. The final decision is yet to come, but actually all this procedure by the collector has been completed. So see, in north side it is Bhutan, and western side is West Bengal. Adjacent to the West Bengal, only the river, Sonkos River, is a boundary where any animal can pass through from Bengal to Assam. Secondly, in Bhutan also they have got national park, and Pipso National Park and Royal Manas National Park. So this area is very rich. It was very rich. Now it has been fragmented. From 1990 onward, there is a devastation on forest and forest properties, killing of here because of this ethnopolitical uprise in that it is Boroland movement. So in that time, actually, most of the area it is totally devastated and animal also killed. Almost some species becoming extinct in that, locally extinct in that area. So fortunately, it is again actually protection measure has been tightened and it is habitat is actually improving. One history of this area is that only this part after the British has annexed India in 1920, 1926, this area was not under Jamindari forest, the estate. Since Mughal reign, this area was actually the area outside this southern side of this was in Mughal area and in Jamindars. In British area also it remained as in permanent settlement as Jamindari forest. So in Jamindari forest, that initially there were no trained forest officer, though it is made mandatory by the government. But only this person was under the government. And this reservation started from 1876. These all reserves were actually constituted, and scientific management started from 1896. So we had climax forest. This area, beyond this, north of this area, is climax forest. And this is your savanna type forest. It was savanna type of forest. Manas is a mixed forest. So Manas is a national park. In 1990, it was declared with 500 square kilometers and was a game reserve in 1928. So, and diversities of fauna in Manas is one of the actually richest diverse national park or protected area of the country. So scientific management, those started, the British rule started, only this Sal area they had exploited because it was commercially viable. So the remaining non-Sal area, because of succession, it reaches to the climax stage. Now, this population, due to this devastation and encroachment, unfortunately, this entire portion now, this portion is actually already, encroached. And because of this Forest Right Act, the land entitlement has been given, and this forest, almost half of the forest is clear. Secondly, is that this area from Bhutan, elephant from Bhutan and India, it cannot be differentiated. It is Indian elephant and Bhutan elephant. It is migrates in winter and in summer. That is why this elephant, when elephant capture was there, Manas, your capture area, the revenue is realized both by Bhutan and India. If you capture, realize a revenue of 100 rupees, 50 rupees, you will go to Bhutan. Because nobody can identify a Bhutan elephant and Indian elephant. But Bhutan person, and secondly, this person, you see, Bhutan, they have got this Hatisar, Galampo city, town. Now, with the help of India government, they are going to make a big business, mega city, metropolitan city, and railway line also is already actually, the DPR has been passed. So again, it will be bisected. The fragmentation, because this elephant actually right from this Nepal through North Bengal, that it is a continuous belt of forest up to your disposal. Sorry. So elephant now, though, because of this entire portion has been enclosed. The more than 2/3 portion is enclosed during that agitation period. So elephants are now concentrated only in Manas. That is why Manas population is raised 3-4 times than originally it was before that agitation. And now slowly this Raimona area, newly created national park, the population is slowly increasing. The strange thing is that this area, why I said the history of this area, it was under from Mughal reign, Jamindari area. Jamindari area means that estate leader. It was denuded during the last from the Mughal area, and there is diversity of floral diversity is very, very less. Only Sal was one of the species generally found, with some associates. 3-4 years back, some elephants, it was not in historically, it is not an elephant area, this area. Historically, this area was not elephant area. 3-4 years back, some elephant actually entered this area. It is not at all an elephant habitat. So I presume that this elephant has come from Bengal crossing the Sonkos River. Because there is little chance, there is a Sikh populated area, little chance to come from the Manas, Raimana National Park. Because Kosugam was a reserve, this is the Kosugam reserve, this one. It is almost actually converted to agricultural field and human habitation. And west of this is Bhalka Reserve Forest of Baksa Tiger Reserve on the sides of the Sonkos River. So elephant can migrate easily to this area because population is not very thick in this region. So this area with no elephant food, and now the number of individuals is increasing, almost reaching to 7 to 8, 5 to 7. And they have started raiding the crops all around this, on the periphery of this area. So one day will come, this elephant, I think that this will reach the Brahmaputra. It will be similar to that South Bengal situation. But South Bengal, there is a scope that they can be pushed to Jharkhand. And there is you cannot push from this area to Raimana National Park because of the thick population, human population. So this is the constraint. Second, it is coming again this Kokrajhar to Bhutan railway line. It is already, the survey had been made, it is sanctioned by the government. So it will be another hurdle. There is a river called I River in 78, 17, where I was working there. The river was, the span of the river was not more than 200 or 300 meters. Now it is almost 1 kilometer. Because this forest alongside the border of in Bhutan area, it has been human settlement started, company started, your factory started. So destruction of habitat increased the actually siltation and river bed is actually lifting up. That is why flash flood is a recurring phenomenon in that area, increase the river bed. So in future, I want to actually focus on this area. This area, I hope that this elephant from Bengal or from Raimana, they will again come and they will stay in this area. Fortunately, no calf till today has been resting in this area. They are using this area as a refuge. And at night, they raid the crop fields. This is one of the, and this is the Bornodi Wildlife Sanctuary. The same elephant range, only 26 square kilometers. It was under the afforestation division. So extensively plantation was made, and that plantation mainly softwood species. Pig was preferred. So that was a grassland, tried to convert into tree land by planting fast-growing species and under the afforestation scheme. So now later, pygmy hog was there. You have elephant, pygmy hog, as goat, and deer, even tiger. That is why it is declared as sanctuary. But it is almost isolated because this small PRF, newly PRF, is still PRF, and habitat is tremendously exploited. Fortunately, in north of this area, the Newly National Park of Bhutan is existed. It's a big national park comparatively, and there is a small link. But the hill in the north of the Bornodi is steep. That is why elephant cannot pass. In this 26 square meter, the elephant concentration is more than 120. You cannot imagine. And only one-fifth of the area is elephant habitat. So that is why what is happening, this is one of the hot zone for the man-elephant conflict now. Every month, at least 3-4 human and 1-2 elephants are killed every month. So I don't think that actually we can increase the habitat and we can improve the and extend the forest area. Secondly, you will come to this from here itself up to your from Khalindar, of course, a very good area, though it is small. From here up to your Gopur. This portion is your another elephant range that is called your Rota Gopur elephant. So we have got in this elephant range one sanctuary, two national park, and fortunately northern part of Kaziranga National Park. And this part, this Panpur Reserve, this Namiri National Park, all these Balipara reserves almost completed, enclosed completed. Surprisingly, under the Forest Right Act, the demand made for allotting the land, the minimum demand, the reserve forest does not have that area to allot at least minimum sited in this area. That is why Nameri has been overpopulated, and Sonarupa, though there is encroachment, the population is slowly rising. And Nameri cannot support more than 200 elephants. Over the Nameri, of course, we have got the Nameri tigers, your Arunachal tiger reserve. So what happens actually, this Nameri's elephant, they used to come up to Tezpur town. They used to cross this river, and in the islands, in the island, even they go up to crossing the river to Lankwa sanctuary and this is another the hotspot for human elephant country. And here you are realizing this is Bhalu. From Rangapara or Rangapara to Halu, there's already realized what was the line to Arunachal Pradesh. That has fragment. Secondly, this area, Balipara area, since last 3 decades, more than 3 projects for elephant, research for elephant had been done. One was mega project. But it had nothing to do with that. Secondly, see, west of here, east of your Nameri National Park, this Bihar is almost completely enclosed. The Bishwanath also, more less than half actual forest cover is there, and no dwar. So elephant cannot get any food in this area. So all this elephant that comes up to raid crops in the villages. One important thing is that in Assam population, you will get this southern the elephant from south. The breeding bull can only go to northern side, north bank of Brahmaputra. This is one of the places, Bishwanath and Panpur area. From south bank of Brahmaputra, only breeding bull can actually reach up to your Nodwar. This is one of the important route for transfer of gene from south to north. And second area is your in the eastern part in your Divisional National Park from Arunachal Deering Sanctuary. Here also, this elephant actually, what is happening? They are all this is a problem all over the year, and there is no food for them. They cannot go to Arunachal Pradesh because actually the hilly area they cannot negotiate. So they are raiding continuously in this area. This Satya, this your Gopur, even Bishwanath, even Pantu, the 6th edition of Kaziranga National Park. Second elephant that is important, this one, second year. Narrow street and geographical condition of this area is that just from the foothills, the distance between the river and the hills is very narrowest in the whole of the state. So you will get the distance between Brahmaputra river and the foothills is very, very narrow. And all these reserve forests are actually not along the interstate border. It's amorphous. So elephant now it's always the habitat almost it is, the area is enclosed. So there is no chance of elephant to actually even take any shelter. That is why this elephant they migrate to Brahmaputra, supporters of the Brahmaputra, and later they actually graze in the area near supporters of the Brahmaputra, and they cross this channels, and they migrate along the river bank, grazing the grassland, and reach up to nearest to Kaziranga. But interesting point is that they never go to south side. See, this is Dibru Sokhia. This is Dibru Sokhia. Elephant from D ring is here. This Povar is a forest, D ring is here. So elephant, this actually braided river are shallow. The animal can easily pass. Tiger and elephant and other mammal, they can easily cross to Dibru Sokhia. This is another link, north, south and north bank of elephant. These only two links are there for southern elephants and northern bank elephants. So Dibru Sokhia is increasing, the proportion is increasing because all is elephant, even from the Papua, your D-ring, they are slowly coming to Dibru Sokhia. And there is no elephant habitat, no food. That is why this elephant, they migrate this area, and along the river, they reach almost to nearest to Kaziranga. So this, the elephant heart, I made it a homeless elephant because they do not have any home. One important area is the Majuli, this one. Majuli is the largest river island in the world. So what is happening? Majuli's, geography is different. Ups and down, there are actually low-lying area, and maximum area on the eastern part is grassland. Grassland is wet level grassland, a very good habitat for elephant. So what happens? The elephant they take rest in Majuli. They cross the river, and this is Paniding Reserve Forest. They will stay 1 or 2 days in Paniding, and along the riverside they will reach to Jorhat, that is Kokilamuk. There is a place called Kokilamuk, that is a ferry point. So they will, these elephant in 2002, there are only few, and that too without any calf, because they cannot actually take the risk of taking calf and grazing in the human habitat area. Now what is happening? Now the population is increased to 120, and with all ages of calves. That means they do not have any option but to take the risk of having calf. So I don't think that there is a future of this elephant population. Then your important itu sasung itu bilang kan udah itu this area, this is called Dihing Patkai elephant fence. The evergreen forest with climax habitation. Your floral diversity is very high, and also the faunal diversity. So we have created. There was in this area only one protected area, Dihing Patkai. Yeah, and in Arunachal, in this side, actually, the Deomali elephant. It is continuous. Only a small river actually is the boundary. So in this area also, the elephant migrates from Arunachal to Assam and Assam to Arunachal. We have got only one protected area. It was a sanctuary. Now it is uplifted to 1917 to a national park. Habitat is good. Elephant population not very low, and other, of course, diversities of cats and other important. So here main problem is your oil rigging, because Digbo oil refinery, they started actually, oil refinery is the oldest oil refinery in Asia. So still they are working there, and elephant is actually important or oil is important. That is the question. Third is your here in this this Holonga Park, Gibbon Wildlife Sanctuary. This is a insular protected area. You'll get actually 5 species of primates, including gibbon. This is small area. And earlier, this is what happened. This elephant migrated through the tea garden to Disoi Valley and the Nagaland border, Disoi Valley and Disoi Reserve and Tiru Hills and Geleki. In Nagaland, actually, I don't say anything about Nagaland because it's actually difficult to elephant. It will get very difficult to actually stay in Nagaland. Not only elephant, but nowadays what happened is this: the constant actual disturbance in the Nagaland made the elephant actually be maroon in this Gibbon Wildlife Sanctuary. The population, some even today also, some breeding bull they sometimes go to Nagaland border. So this small population has also no future. Then Golaghat. This is the richest area probably in Assam so far, conservation, long-term conservation of elephant and other animals. This is Kaziranga, this area, Kaziranga, Karbi Anglong, this area. This area is actually, because in this area, almost all population is very thin. And maximum, of course, USM, Unclad State Forest and DCRF, District Council Reserve Forest, and very few reserve forests. Here it is only reserve forest also. These are all reserve forests, but hilly. So what happened actually from Kaziranga, the elephant, earlier it was that the elephant actually used Kaziranga as a winter habitat. The winter, because of, water scarcity, the elephant from the hill, they actually migrate to Kaziranga and stay for up to the monsoon period. Again, they will come back. Now what happened, the elephant has, the killing of elephant for meat started here also. So that is why actually the elephant, they are, become resident in Kaziranga Salva, and Kaziranga population is increasing. From 300 plus in 1966, it reaches 1200 plus. So this elephant from Kaziranga, they used to actually go to hillside out of Kaziranga along the foothills. But in Numaligarh, this is Numaligarh, the refinery has been installed started in 1995-96. So interesting in that, actually, if you read the EMP of Numaligarh refinery, after that actually is made, they say that up to 15 kilometers in the eastern side till the boundary of Kaziranga, it is a no disturbance zone. What is no development zone? No development zone. What is no development? In environment management plan, it is written that up to Kaziranga National Park and around 10 kilometers around the refinery, it is no development zone. And they have given some actually here also prescription also how to actually minimize the development activities. How can we expect a refinery, the richest company, richest business? One refinery is installed, it is expanded again to double recently. So one refinery is there, there are hundreds of thousands of people, they will be working there. So hotel, everything will be flourished. So what is development and what is no development? Nothing has been done in what is prescribed in the EMP. So that is why these elephants are confined into this area. And in Karbi Anglong, there is autonomous council, 6 schedule autonomous council. They have got different rules and sets. So it is difficult to implement anything in the autonomous district council. Earlier, what happened, these elephants, they forage along the foothills and go up to your, again they will return back. And but nowadays, what is happening? There is tremendous actually illegal mining of stone and rubber plantation and other actually cash crop plantation. So that's cover up to a certain high elevation, it is removed. So elephant, they has to actually pass either through human habitation or for food they have to raid the villages. This is one of the hotspot of Numaligarh area. It is the one of the most actually severe human elephant conflict area. Of course, in your Karbi Anglong, the elephant population is very less, and in very less, and conflict also is not very serious. But here in this area, again, elephant day has to actually forest this reserve is your north Diju and south Diju. This place was actually a revenue land, and river was here. So it is a very good foraging place for elephant. So elephant they will move from the Kaziranga by the foothills, and they will actually rest few days here with the river, and they will again actually move to along the foothills. This area is also actually converted to tea garden. In Assam, one of the dangerous things is that actually we have got small tea garden. Even it is far less in 1 acre tea garden, less than 1 acre tea garden. Any place revenue or actually your patta holder, they prefer planting tree than actually goes for any other crop. Because once you plant tree, it will take no need to do anything, just like the agricultural crops. So any land, and it is government land or your privately owned land, they prefer this small raising to planting tree, and that is why the village woodland ecosystem is completely finished, which is in Assam everywhere, in every village in Assam, you had a very a small or big woodland, so that you get the for fuel and other foods and everything for the whole year. Now it has been converted to tea garden, particularly in this area, because it is tea growing area. So this area is another, hotspot of severe man-elephant conflict. Here you see this area. This is along the Karbi Anglong border. The forests are on the foothills. So what is happening? Earlier, what is on this Amsang Wildlife Sanctuary? It was actually, here is the paper mill, Sonaiguchi. Big area was the reserve and made a paper mill, and now it is converted to your semiconductor. So what is happening? This area is a hilly area from Guwahati to Shillong Road, Guwahati to Upper Assam Road. This is hilly area. The only one place, this place is the only on this plain area where elephant can, cross and reach Brahmaputra River and come back to this hilly area. So now it has been converted along the four-lane highway. There is Dhaba, there is resort, there is one Don Bosco University, and many things come up, and elephant cannot actually pass through this area now. So what is happening? This elephant now, they are starting to explore this area. Where earlier there was no elephant actual disturbance in these villages, the elephant there is to go to raid the crops, crossing the highway, four-lane highway in the paddy field. So it is slowly it is grazing. In my time, even I was a range officer in Povitora. That time also there was no elephant. They crossed in this area and raid all this area. Now you will get frequently they are crossing because they have also sensed that area, grazing area. Amsang is about 40 elephant. This side is actually totally the Guwahati is within the. This is a sanctuary within the heart of Guwahati metropolitan city. Half is actual army and surrounded by human population, thickly populated human population. They now cannot reach Brahmaputra River. They cannot go to even Meghalaya hills also. So they are marooned, about 40 elephants. There is no future of this elephant. Second, you come to the Guwahati to your Goalpara, that is your Dudnoi. This area, Guwahati area. Here is your Gorbanga Reserve Forest. One small sanctuary is the Nongkhelam Sanctuary. Here is in this place, this is Nongkhelam Sanctuary. Very small. Now they have actually extended a small portion, but even it is not more than 10 square kilometers. So earlier, what happened? The elephant, they come to Guwahati along the along this year, cross this year, Jorabad, Guwahati Shillong Road, and now it is stopped because the CASPOS, Central Academy for State Forest Service, they have some area was reserved and it is actually handed over to CASPOS. And CRP battalion, big battalion, they have installed here. So elephant now stopped going in this western side. They started going through eastern side. But here this dhaba has come, resort has come, university has come. So that the passage also actually blocked. Now sometimes what happened from this Namkhailam, they used to come to Gorbanga, that is southern part of Guwahati, and Rani, and on the along the foothills they will come to Rani, and what they raid all this area. Even this airport is here. Who knows? I hope I think that one day this elephant will all activities in the international airport, Guwahati. And beyond this point is Gwalpara. All Amur Pass. There are 54 reserve forests and protected reserve forests in this region. And average size will be not more than 1 to 1.5 square kilometer. Even some reserve forests are there, less than 1 square kilometer. So I worked here in 1979 in working plan, camping all along from the Bangladesh border to your Guwahati border. At that time, and also in 1985-86, in Resource Survey Division, I had never encountered any. So up to 85, even 90. Occasionally 1 or 2 elephants may actually they come along the hillside and never inside the human populated area. So what is happening? It is again like the southern part of Bengal. The Meghalaya part they have Meghalaya population in this area, Garo Hills population it is decreasing, and all elephants they are entering into Gwalpara district. So they are using the small reserve forest as refuge for daytime and raid the cropland. And this is one of the main conflict area of Assam, and there is no alternative. Till today, we could not find any appropriate strategy to actually minimize this conflict. This is all about this area. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Talukdar. That was very insightful talk, and I could just imagine with just one map, you can hold a conversation for, almost like 40 minutes, and it can just go on. It kind of experience that you have. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you.
Let me just share my screen. Yes. So let's now move to our second talk by Dr. Kushal Kumar Sharma. And the talk title is Conservation Challenges of Elephants in Assam. Let me briefly introduce Dr. K.K. Sharma. He's a professor and head of Department of Surgery, College of Veterinary Sciences, Guwahati. He has over 40 years of experiences on elephant conservation perspectives under various capacities. Fondly known as Elephant Doctor in the various circles, his experiences spatially handling musk elephants and treatment and care of elephants, both captive as well as wild, is definitely getting the state of Assam an edge in such situations. Dr. K.K. Sharma was awarded the Padma Shri, the 4th highest civilian award of India, on 26 January 2020. I would invite Dr. K.K. Sharma to take forward the forum, and please allow me to stop sharing my screen, and I would request you to share your screen.
Thank you, Sanjay, and good evening to everyone. We have heard and seen the very wise talk of our beloved Bhupendra, the very experienced and wise forest officer. And after his presentation, actually, there is nothing much to say because through his presentation itself, he has explained what is happening in Assam. So, taking the tail from his talk, I will try to discuss the conservation challenges of elephants in Assam. So, am I audible to everyone?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Yes, yes.
Sanjay?
Yes, sir,
Okay.
you're audible.
Yes,
We can
yes.
see your
So
screen.
this is the image Bhupendra has just shown. So I will not speak much on that. And I will just try to throw a light on the population dynamics in India. So as you can see, from 1980, the population stood at 15,600 something. And around that time, actually, our Prime Minister Indira Gandhi, she has formed the Project Elephant, and with the support from state government, we are steadily improving the elephant population in the country. And in 2025, we stand at 28,800 something elephant, and which is almost 2/3 of the world population. So when we talk of the future of Asian elephants in the planet, then India is definitely a very important country. Then we must do an introspection to learn, to explore actually what is happening in this country, and are we really should be happy with the number, or what is the thing? So Bhupendra has just explained what is the thing. So all are isolated islands of habitat. Elephant is a large ranging animal with a heavy, big belly. The food requirement is very high. Their water requirement is very high, and they need to roam around 200 to 500 square kilometer area. Are we accommodative enough for this mega species? And when, like maybe 15 years back, we were talking about human elephant conflict mitigation. Then we felt that this is a little bit of a negative type of like nomenclature. So we start talking human elephant coexistence. Now, if we really go by the meaning of the word coexistence, it is, in my opinion, it is not possible, because both are looking for the same target, but which is antagonistic. So even coexistence is not possible. Maybe co-survival. So we have to survive, and elephants have to survive. And in this, elephant can't do much. They can't accommodate. We have to accommodate. So if we go back to the history, in 1826, when the Assam, the big Assam, that like the including all the neighboring states at that time, the human population was just 30 lakh. And after all these states, Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram, every states have gone. Now the small Assam itself have a population of 3.8 crore. So it is not a rocket science, not difficult to understand why the conflict is happening, and what are the challenges we are facing in terms of the future security of the elephant population. So very brief, the present, the Assam population stands at 5,800 something, but as Bhupendra has rightly put in, the same elephants are also counted in Bhutan, counted in Meghalaya, or like that. So this figure is not an absolute figure. It is not a census, but it's an estimate. So if we go by the spirit of the estimate, we see a marginal increase, but there is always doubt about it. In Assam, in particular, we have some very positive factors supporting elephants. We have a moderate climate. You see the temperature, the lowest may be 13, the highest may be 37. If you compare other places in India, lowest goes to 0 and highest is 50. So elephants are an ancient animal, very poorly built to face the rigors of the environment. Their testicles are intra-abdominal. The temperature regulation is not sufficient to today's age. So for them, this climate that is available in Assam is very congenial because this is moderate, and abundance of water, that is very important because every elephant, an adult elephant, require about 200 liters of water for its drinking purpose. And we have a round the year availability of fodder, which is most important because every elephant need about 250 kilograms of grass or other vegetation, which is always available here. And we have some very reasonably large habitats. We have already heard that we have 7 national parks, and besides that, we have some other large habitats that can support elephants. Like, for example, Manas National Park with 1,000 plus inhabitants, elephant inhabitant. Kaziranga has 1,200 plus. And most important is, in spite of the population rise, in spite of the growing conflict, our people are still friendly to the elephants. Like in my personal experience, I have seen when the elephants come at night, raid the farmlands or paddy, and in the morning when the forest officials and we go to console the people, they blame to themselves. They say, we might have done something wrong. That is why Baba has come and punished us. So they don't blame the Baba. What is the name they give to the elephants? So very friendly people. And because of that, the Assam forest officer of the early era, P.D. Tracy, who wrote the Elephant Gold Book. So he said, if elephants survive somewhere, elephants will survive in Assam because of the attitude of the people, which is still good, but this will not remain when the conflict grows. And a lot of conservation efforts are going on, particularly from the side of the government, and many NGOs are working sincerely for conservation of elephants. And another good thing, though may sound a little bit like interesting, we have more makhanas than tuskers. If you see the elephant population in South India, they have more tuskers. So the ivory poachers find good words there. But comparatively, we have more makhanas, and they are not interesting to the ivory poachers. And the elephant reserves already explained by Talukdar Dada. Then important elephant bearing national parks and wildlife sanctuaries already told, so I will not reiterate these things. So we have elephant, but they are concentrated in those parks, but they have to go out because they are large ranging animals. They cannot stay in one limited area. And why so? Why they are not territorial? Why they are large ranging? Because instinct teach them that if they are territorial, they will overgraze and any green area will become desert in a year or even 6 months. So that is why they move, keep moving, looking for greener pastures and leaving behind a lot of organic materials because what they eat, 60% is undigested, and they add to the biomass of the forest floor, supporting growth of forest, and they also support the seeds like that. So that is it. It's good. But talking about the positive things, what are the major threats to conservation? So it's again the same thing, increased human population. So that explains everything. So because of that, both the species, human being and elephants need space to survive. So because humans are superior intelligent, they have the arms and weapons and everything. So they cause damage to the forest and encroach the elephant habitat and disturbance of elephant corridors. So this is also important. Corridors are linear landmass through which the elephant passes from one habitat to another. This is very, very important because one particular habitat cannot support them for a long time. They have to move. And more so, the bulls, because they are the source through which genetic variability happens. But we are blocking the corridors. Suddenly we come, maybe we want to establish some industries or something. We don't care that the elephant is to pass. Fortunately, government has now taken step to declare corridors. Already many corridors have been declared and preventing all human activities in constructions like that. The major threat, another, that is increased human-elephant conflict and especially the loss of human life. You know, every year on record, we lose about 100 human lives and about 80 elephant lives. This is an average figure. And probably it's much more because many such deaths are not reported. Death of elephant due to man-made factors like train accidents, electrocution, these are very important. And poaching, though sporadic, yet always a concern. Particularly, we have observed that the North Bank bordering Bhutan area, there are ivory poaching. So 60% of the forest of Assam was lost from 1990 to 1999. There was the, as my previous speaker has explained, the turmoil conflict. So that has totally damaged the forest habitat and it has caused a big question mark for the future of elephant. So he also mentioned about this forest where the golden langur stay on the western side of Manas River. This is the arboreal type of, the canopy forest where the golden langur used to stay. And today, this is not a press or recent picture. This picture is old, where we went for handling an episode of golden langur mortality. And we found this the situation. So forest is not only lost, then other cultivation starts, then the occupation of the forest land, so that the land never comes back to the wild animal. And another thing which nobody speaks about, the role of our tea gardens. So actually the future of elephant was sealed when in 18th century tea gardens started coming to Assam. Particularly, it was started by the British, and large areas of fertile land, elephant habitat was given away for tea gardens. And today, 55% of the world tea is produced in Assam, and not without causing harm. They use a lot of pesticide, lot of weedicide. And you see, a man is standing just next to him. There is a very narrow trench. So Dada has mentioned about the Golaghat district. These 2 months, 3 elephant calf trapped in such. One died, 2 of them died, one was rescued. So many elephants calves actually are trapped and killed in the tea garden trenches, so-called irrigation trenches. And there is no buffer zone between tea garden and forest area. So elephants will come out, looks green, and they electrocuted because the malicious people, they use electric line, and elephant touch and die. And not to speak extraction of firewood from nature. Then we need a lot of paper. These days we need tissue paper. Our traditional systems are going. We are also becoming fashionable. So at what cost? You can see that. And the population increasing, single train line is not adequate. We need double line. and then extraction of the forest is still going on. And because of that, even with little rain, there will be such devastating flood, causing like untold misery to the people downstream. So can you imagine 2 hours before there was a village? And because there is no buffer, there is no forest cover in the catchment areas. Whenever there is heavy rain, God knows where these are all in Arunachal Assam border or Bhutan Assam border. So this is the situation and people are suffering. And we know our suffering, but what about the elephants? So they have no place where they can graze peacefully. And the only place they come to rest are the tea gardens. They look good for photographers' point of view. But if you think little deeply, what is the truth? When I see such a picture, I really feel very upset because these elephants spend at least 10 hours in the tea garden. They come in the morning and they can't go before the dusk. And at least 10 hours they stay there without having a chance to eat a blade of grass or drink a drop of water. And you know, elephants need a lot of that. And the food passage time is very, very fast. What they eat passes as tool in 8 hours. So they are so hungry when they stay there. And if out of frustration they drink little bit, they are poisoned. So many elephants die of poisoning in tea gardens. So that and by evening they become frustrated out of hunger, and hunger is the best motivation. So they will descend on villages and breaking whatever they find in front, banana cultivation or paddy cultivation, stored paddy in granary. So, and then there are people in the name of ethnicity, they are allowed to brew alcohol, inviting problem for the people. Elephants get, so just, this is what I mentioned, the elephant cub or even adolescent elephant get trapped in trances. This they call as irrigation canal. So nobody stops them. So just one district, you see the death of elephant or retaliatory killing. So you can see on an average, at least in one district, 12 elephants die every year in one district, Sonitpur. And I just mentioned about the steel monsters, the trains. These are all pictures from nearby Guwahati area because I am stationed in Guwahati, and when the elephant are even dead, they call me and I get the, pathetic opportunity to picture them. So these are really very gory pictures, and many elephants are mowed down by the, and this is near the Dipperbill, the Ramsar site, where the railway track was diverted to, favor the land mafias. And as a result, I think some 12 elephants have been lost already in that particular area. You can see. And because of all these, the elephant, they are not in a position to understand. They take time to comprehend the situation. So this is a picture from Dipperbill area. Dipperbill is a very important area for their life cycle. They come for water. They come for having the underwater grasses, nutritious grasses. But when they come, you see their body language. They are not comfortable. They are scared. They are huddling together, just like the bunch of ants. Because when they come here, the younger ones, they ask their parents or mummies, "Ma, kahan aa gaya re? This is a different place. That it's not the place that we used to come. It's a dangerous place." So as a result, they will go to villages. They will destroy, and wherever the people are storing alcohol or paddy or salt, these are all, thing attracts elephants. They go and these, housemates are destroyed. So every morning you open a newspaper, you will see like upadrav or problem of the caused by elephants. This is from the paddy. These are all recent, yesterday or day before yesterday. So all the paddy fields are being destroyed by the marauding elephant herds. Rangapara area, what Bhupendra has also shown, the elephants are landlocked and neither they can go towards Bhutan nor they can come to the Brahmaputra, and they are locked. So this area is a hotbed of conflict. So every now and then people are getting killed and houses damaged. So this is again a photograph and news about the elephant raiding the paddy fields. So overall conditions is very bad. So collectively we have encroached too much, and when we talk of controlling our population, we make it a political issue, and that is why I said when the first damage was done by leaving the much areas of Assam, elephant habitat areas for tea cultivation. And now, as my previous speaker has said, even little bit of the woodland, we call it bari in Assam. So before building a house, we make a small forest around us, like paddy or what is called orchard. There will be sugar cane, there will be coconut, there will be banana, everything. So after that, we build our house. There will be bamboo. So previously, at least this could support the elephant little bit. But now these are also gone. They have to give away to the tea cultivation. And if that is not enough, now government has decided to go for palm oil cultivation. You know, palm oil doesn't support any, just like the tea garden, the palm, they don't support any vegetation under. And I know because I work in Indonesia, I have seen the conflict, the young leaves of the palm oil are also eaten by elephant. And because of that, in Garo Hills, many elephants were poisoned. So I am afraid in Karbi Anglong, now they are going for, and many other areas across Assam, even in northern Assam also, they are going for palm oil cultivation. That will compound the problem. So for solution, people are doing a lot of things, but physical barrier, maybe different types of physical barriers are created, power fencing, electric fencing, and or trances like that. Then villagers have their own wisdom, chili fence, so like chili cake, then different types of measures to drive away elephants that come to the villages at night. This is probably a picture from North Bengal. Assamese people do not carry so many spear. They will at least, hardly they will take one stick and a torchlight. But anyway, the conflict is going because people will try to protect their paddy fields because that is the only thing they need to survive. People are killed by elephant and elephants are killed in retaliation. So this picture is from the infamous episode of Nameri or around Nameri National Park in the Jia Boreli. So where on record 26 elephants died, and these were found to be organophosphorus poison, demicron, that they lured the elephant to taking, mixing the demicron with alcohol, the locally brewed rice beer or so. So many elephants died. And then little bit of ivory poaching is also there, and mayhem caused by sagging electric light. Probably electrocution is the worst kind of thing that is happening in Assam. Maliciously or accidentally, we have a lot of electric line and sagging electric line, elephant they touch and they die in large numbers. And slaughter for meat, a very unique problem, but not very much, but some of the tribesmen in and around Assam, they practice this. Generally, they go for freshly dead animal, but few tribes are there. They hunt at least one elephant a year for their requirement of meat. So I have already said the tea garden and elephant in tea garden looks very picturesque, but they are actually very hostile, and our kunkis are very efficient in driving them. Then elephant corridors, particularly the elephant notified corridors were there where elephant cross the railway line and many elephant get killed before the engines the speedy train. And this is also studied. They have notified corridors, but now we have observed that because of large scale destruction of the forest, elephants are crossing everywhere. So even there is nothing you can say that elephant will cross here. They will cross everywhere. So wherever there is a bend or like that in misty evening or early morning, elephant accidents happen with train. But once again, by the spirit of what the BD Stacy sir has said, that if elephants survive somewhere, they will survive in Assam. He is very optimistic view because he has given this comment looking at the sentiment of the people. If the people want them to survive, they will survive. Otherwise, not. So our whatever loss we already incurred, maybe will not return. But whatever is left with us, we must protect and scientifically studied, and everybody should sit together. Everybody should appreciate the wisdom of everyone. Then collectively should devise a work plan ahead so that we can conserve the species. So thank you. Sanjay, thank you. I have concluded.
Thank you, Dr. Sharma. Thank you so much for that insightful talk. And I must say that Mr. Talukdar has given us a macro picture where he has taken us to the map and different RFs, number of RFs, and how the patterns are changing over a period of time. Whereas you have come and you have covered various aspects like agriculture, economics, solutions, obviously the challenges that was the central theme of your talk, and you also gave us statistics. You also gave us very emotional appeals that people have, the association that people have with the elephants. So thank you so much for that conversation, taking a different facets of the same topic. And I would now request our next speaker. So may I request Dr. Sharma to stop sharing the screen so that I can share mine?
Yeah, I'm doing that.
Thank you. Thank you. Is my screen visible?
Yeah.
Thank you so much. So our third and the final talk would be by Dr. Rathin Barman.
Please go to Bablu.
And the title is, Where are the elephants facing the most problems in Assam? Can we coexist with elephants in the current socio-political circumstances? So it's another facet that we will learn today from Dr. Barman. Let me introduce Dr. Barman. He's a wildlife biologist by training. He has been with the Wildlife Trust of India since 2001. Since the early 90s, Dr. Barman has been associated with a number of diverse projects in his home state, that is Assam, and northeastern states. He has implemented surveys of birds, studies, and projects on human-elephant conflict mitigation, awareness campaigns, policy formulation, and community-based conservation projects, in collaboration with agencies and institutions, including Guwahati University, WII, and other local and international NGOs. Dr. Barman has been instrumental in WTI's growth in the Northeast and is currently director of WTI, heading Center for Wildlife Rehabilitation and Conservation. He's also a member of the IUCN SSC Asian Rhino Specialist Group and Threatened Waterfowl Specialist Group. May I request Dr. Barman to take the forum and take forward your talk.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Sanjay. I'll just
We can see your screen, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, Sanjay. So far, Tendulkar and Rahul Dravid has batted. Now the tail ender. I do not know how much people will enjoy the tail enders battings after Tendulkar and Rahul Dravid's batting. So, but knowingly or unknowingly, I have just summarized their talk. One second. Hello, sorry. Yeah. No, but knowingly or unknowingly, I have summarized both of their talks. I have not seen Bhupendra's talks earlier, and neither Dr. Sarma's talk. But somehow I'll try to do. But the first part, basically, where are elephants facing the greatest challenges? So that has been already discussed in more detail, and I will just concentrate in the second part of the topic. Can we coexist with elephants under the current socio-political circumstances? So that's what I'll do. So this is the map. One second. This is the map that has been shown by both Dr. Talukdar, Bhupendra, and Dr. Sarma. So this is basically the basic statistics. So Assam has hardly it's one of the smallest states of our country, and we have a 3.62 crore population, and its forest area in Assam is approximately different, because different agencies shows different percentage. So I have just taken that as a range. It is between 20 to 30% of our land area is forest, but still we have 5828, almost 6,000 elephants we have. So how that is possible? Actually, that's the answer of everything, because it is Assam. And interestingly, this 5,800 plus numbers is the second largest population of elephants in India. Only Karnataka has a bigger population than Assam, but the land area of Karnataka is probably double than or triple the size of Assam. So Dr. Sarma has already said that if elephant has to survive in next 50 years or 100 years, it would be Northeast, it would be Assam. So that's the basic things. So going forward, this is the negative side of it. So this is a news item published based on a recent report by WIA, and about 80 elephants are being killed by people in Assam, and about 100 people 80 elephants get killed by people, and about 100 people get killed by elephants every year. And this is for almost last 20 years or so. So I believe elephant is still doing good. So that's the situation. If you remember the map, which was shown by Bhupendra and also Dr. Sarma, sir, so these are the hotspots of conflict. And I do not explain why these hotspots is, because the habitat has gone. And some areas, I will show you some pictures, and then you will realize why it is so. So all the red dots, basically it's all along the Brahmaputra Valley, both sides of the river. And where we have basically Assam-Arunachal border, and Assam Meghalaya border, where we have and also and where we have good forest, and all those areas has gone. So just disappear. I will show you. You will be surprised to see those things. So all those hotspots, red hotspots, are the conflict hotspots. For last, this map was prepared by one of my friends and based on the conflict results of last 20 years. The same, it's the same map. See this area, and where you see that Udalguri, exactly that. Now I'll just show you two pictures, and many of you probably has seen those two, the first pictures. A herd of about 140 elephants. They are trying to cross the river Brahmaputra. And another picture is also from river Brahmaputra, where a herd of elephants is seen just behind a big boat or a ferry flying in the river Brahmaputra. Elephants generally do not reside in a river for so long, but they are forced to live in that area, which Bhupendra has said that this is the homeless herd, and they are forced to live in the small islands of river Brahmaputra, and they move in between those islands, and if they get opportunity, they just come out and out of those islands and then do crop raiding. And I'll just tell you in 1 minute, I'll just tell you the story behind this first picture, where you saw that is about 140 elephants that somebody counted, that they said, because it's just a part of the herd, because it was a drone picture. It has not covered all elephants. So that herd was waiting in a small river island for 3 days just to cross the river to the other side. But the other side, all the gunmen, the general people, the protection staff, they were waiting, not allowing them to come. But finally, after waiting for 3 days in that small river island, they came just and bulldozed those protection staff and just reached the shore. So because they waited for 3 days, just imagine, in a small river island. And we just stopped them to coming to the shore. And then we have not allowed them to come for the food. So after 3 days, they came to the other side, and when they are crossing the river, after 3 days, this picture was taken. So the other side of the river, this was not an accidental picture, because the photographer, news reporter, everybody was waiting when this herd will cross the river. And that's how these videos and then pictures were taken. So now this is the area. You see the Google map. It's a simple Google map. It's 1985. You see the red circle and see the 1920s picture. It is completely saved, all gone. These are elephant habitat. So where those elephants gone? So this is the heart of that elephant. So we just displaced them from their homeland, and we made them homeless elephants. We forced them to leave them in small river islands, moving one island from one day, next day to another island, and in the peak flood, they also don't have a good islands to stay. They just go to the bigger island, which is Majuli, and do all the damages. So this is the picture of the North Bank forest. You see this picture. Bhupendra has told this situation also. This is the westernmost population of elephants in Assam. You see that white line is the Assam-Arunachal borderline. And Assam-Bhutan borderline, sorry. And see, the northern side is intact. And you see the southern side of that white line, you see white spots, or some areas are completely gone. So this is how many years? The first picture was in 85, and second picture is 2020. So where those all elephants gone? So that those elephants has moved to Manas now. So that's why the number of elephants has increased in Manas. And you all know if we forced elephants to stay in a single area for many, many years, then whole habitat will go. So basically, first we are saving their habitat. Now we are forcing elephants to destroy their own habitat. So this is second situation. So this is again another picture of the North Bank. The Sonai Rupai, wildlife sanctuary. Then right side you see Nameri. You see, completely gone. It's completely saved. In those many years, 85, and it's just in front of our own eyes. When probably Bhupendra has visited all those areas during his first or first few years of his service. Probably these are all, I have not seen all those areas because these areas has gone in between 85 and 95. And that time I was a student, I have not gone to those areas. But Bhupendra must have visited and Dr. Sarma must have visited those areas. So these areas has gone just in front of our eyes. So this is 2020. I do not know what will happen in 2050. So this is another situation because I'll tell you why. See the human populations in Assam. In 85, it is hardly 2 crore. And now in 2025, it is 3.62 crore. Almost double the size of our population in those many years. And there are some issues here because you know that infiltration from the Bangladesh is one of our major issue in Northeast. And now you know that Bangladesh has reached everywhere and every parts of our country. But Assam and West Bengal were the first state to suffer, and the major increase of this human population numbers is also because of infiltration from Bangladesh. So, and now see the second graph, which is elephants. The number of elephants are also increasing in our state. See, here is 3 situations. One, their habitat is going. You have already seen. I'll show you the statistics in next slide. The human population is increasing. The elephant population is also increasing. It's not increased that much from 5,200 to around now 5,800. But these are the 3 situations. So this is, you see, these are the statistics. 2,394 square kilometer we lost between 1987 and 2023. 2,394 square kilometer. Just imagine. It is double the size of Kaziranga, roughly. In another statistics by the Global Forest Watch, it's even more, 3,400 square kilometers in last 24 years. So you can imagine the loss of forest in our state. So the drivers of the forest loss, you all know, but still I would like to highlight, it's a systematic encroachment of socio-political reasons. All the North Bank loss is mainly because of ethno-political situations that started in the late 80s. And some ethnical group, they just want to occupy more and more areas and because of political aspirations only and eroded all our forest areas. That is in the North Bank. But in the South Bank, mainly because of the infiltration. So some people from Bangladesh, they came and just occupied some of the forest or destroyed some forest. And that is the first driver of our forest loss. Not first driver, that is the main driver actually. And second driver is our development aspiration. And this is the statistics. In just 2 years back, and this statistics was available, but in Niti Aayog, from the Niti Aayog data, our industrial sector growth rate is now 10.2%, which was merely 6 to 7% in just 10 years back. But where this industry is being set up? It is all those areas where elephant used to roam earlier. And there are Bhupendra knows and Dr. Sarma also knows a big multinational company has started a very big industrial areas in just near to Tezpur, where elephant used to roam freely in those areas. And I'm just taking one example. So there are in South Bank near Soigao or Boko near Gwalpara, more and more forest areas or fallow lands. So where basically elephant areas are being occupied by these industrial aspirations. So we need development, but at the cost of elephants? That is my question. So the next thing is this road network. So this is all the green lines is our national highway and in Assam. Till 10 years back, this is a single land road. Now, over the years, this single land road has become double land road. Now that double land road has become 4-lane highways in many areas. So even in areas like Kaziranga, so this is a big problem now. The highway which will go through which goes through the Kaziranga will become the 4-lane. So, but there are some mitigation measures proposed in Kaziranga. Probably Kaziranga is fortunate for that, but there are many other areas where these mitigation measures are still a question mark. Same with the railway lines. This is the railway network of Assam. And till few years back, these are all single tracked railway lines. And now almost all of them has become the double track. And there are some new lines also proposed. You see that red line, that is from Kokrajhar to the Galepu city. And that will go to some pristine elephant habitats. And along the railway line, there is also 4-lane highway has been proposed. And very recently, our forest minister, cabinet forest minister in Delhi has announced that government of India is supporting this project, which is about 4,000 crore rupees. And just the other side of the India border, the city of Galepu has been transformed to a mindfulness city. And they said that Bhutan says that will be the biggest industrial or commercial city of Bhutan, and they have raised about 1 lakh crore rupees to develop that cities. So that city, currently that Galepu city is in a valley, but and what they said, they have a plan to develop that city in the line of Hong Kong, because that's the biggest valley area they do have. So they cannot develop a big city in other areas of Bhutan because they are all hilly terrain or valleys are also very, very small. But this is the area where they have identified. In fact, they have already started work. The international airport is coming in Galepu city, and I was told that airport will be operational in next 3 years. So these are the situation currently in Northeast. So here is the most important thing, and I'll not speak more, but just a few slides, because I'm just summarizing what Bhupendra and Dr. Sarma has told. So see, this is the gross state domestic product of Assam in past few years. So in 2004-5, it is just 0.67 lakh crore. And now this year, it's just a before estimated is 6.84 lakh crore of our gross state domestic product. And then just 2 years back, reverse estimate says that it was 5.71 lakh crore. And our aspirational target in 2030 is 12 to 14 lakh crore gross state development product of state of Assam. And this vision was recently announced by our chief minister. So if this happen by 2030, so who will get development in our country? In our state. We'll get good employment rates, or we will get facilities, good road, but at a cost of what? And I purely believe it's a cost of our environment, cost of our wildlife, cost of our air. The polluted air will be on bonus, and we'll see less elephants, we'll see less forest in our state. But definitely, in Assam will probably one of the developed state of our country by 2030. If this is this, if we go by this vision. So coexist still exists in Assam in some areas, and you'll love to see this. This very small few seconds video clip. In the first video clip, you see people are harvesting in their own video to so people are harvesting in their paddy field peacefully, without having any chaos, without having any problem. In the background, you can see, and white elephant is also having its meal. This is coexistence, which exists in some of the areas still. That is the positiveness. And you see the second clip. I'll show you the second clip also. This is a video from Golaghat district, where the conflict, it's one of the biggest conflict areas. A herd of elephants is just going just few feet away from a house, and that lady is you know what they are doing. They are preparing for the bihu. They are doing weaving. So elephants are also in a peaceful mood, and then the villagers and that lady is also in a very peaceful mood. So this is coexistence. So it exists in some of our areas still. But in 2050, do they will have enough land to roam? Because elephant is a big animal. Elephant needs big areas to roam. They need a huge amount of food to survive, and they need huge amount of water to survive. They need areas and they move in herds in very, very big areas. So what will be the situation in 2050? So that's a question. That's a put for thought to you all. So I believe in 2050, either they seize us from our land, or we seize them from their land. I do not know which will happen, but in many areas, this would be the situation in 2050. But as Dr. Sarma said, as Bhupendra says, we are positive, and there are evidence to support this positiveness. So the first thing is the climate and landscape we have in Northeast. The God is grace, and God has given us around 3,000 millimeter rainfall every year, and we have a very fertile soil. If you do not do any destruction, the climate and the landscape will take care of our vegetation. It just needs protection. You just protect some areas, the forest will come back. Forest, it may not be the forest, but vegetation will definitely come back, and with some little effort from us, definitely we can create some alternate habitat. We cannot just create a forest, but definitely that we can create some situation where elephant or other mega herbivore can live. This is not possible in many other states, because in many other states you don't have that much of rainfall, and with that much of fertile soil. The second positiveness is the conservation-friendly initiative. The many conservation institute, many conservation organizations, even Forest Department of Assam, they are trying their best for conservation-friendly initiatives. And of course, this is the third point is the biggest asset. The general people support. The people of Assam still feel that elephant is God, is Lord Ganesha. So if you'll see many pictures in the net where if after the death or after killing of if they come across, people go and worship of those elephants which are dead. So that's the biggest positive point of Assam. And fourth is, of course, we are discussing it right now. If we do not discuss it, we do not think of it, then definitely we are not positive. Just need some conservation friendly planning and policies in the all coming years. And we have to rope in politicians, we have to rope in society's leaders to make them understand why elephants is important, why we need to conserve areas. Then probably that is the job we need to do. So with this positiveness, I just repeat one thing. We have proved this with our rhinos. You all know this, because in one point of time, 100 years back, so we have just few rhinos, and the record says that few dozens of rhinos we have in Assam. And now we have almost 3,000 rhinos. So I hope we'll succeed with elephants too. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Dr. Barman. And please allow me to share my screen. So definitely you have taken it to the next level, where you specifically talked about the aspects of challenges and the conflict and coexistence. You also given us the emotional appeal and the very hard-hitting facts with the numbers. So with that, I would like to conclude this event and take up to the next segment of the conclude the talks and take the next segment of Q&A. So there are very few questions that we have received. However, it's a very, very tight forum and a tight group of audiences. So I don't mind if anybody would like to raise their hand and ask the question, so that we don't have to follow the conventional mode. While I say that, I would definitely request Mr. Naveen's help to facilitate this. Meanwhile, there's one question by Mr. Vadiraj Deshpande, and I would like to start with that. So with the backdrop of several challenges, such as increase in elephant, a human population, and we see there is increase of elephant population, there's a habitat loss, fragmentation. So with this backdrop, he would like to ask this question, that where do the administration relocate humans or elephants, knowing that landmass and resources aren't unlimited? So where do we stand? Where do we stand in the role of administration? What is your point of view when the resources, landmass is not unlimited?
Bhupendra?
Yes, the same.
I'm sorry, I think we have lost you, Mr. Bhupendra.
Yes. Is it audible?
Yes, you are audible now.
The same was proposal I also actually suggested. One NGO, they asked me actually what may be the solution for man-elephant conflict. So we have tried everything. One thing is that actually we have accused the elephant, and whatever measure in mitigatory measure we are taking, already we have actually made the elephant a criminal. Everything we are police, we are lawyer, we are judge, we have court. All these are for human being, not for elephant. Already we have put him into the that he has committed the crime. Nobody says about that elephant is not committing the crime. The human is committing. And this suggestion for actually I suggested 1 year back that government is now giving houses to the concrete houses to poor people. They are giving free rice and 1 rupee per kg rice, and they are going to give your they have already gave cooking gas, and many things they have given. Why we cannot actually bring all the person they are living in forest and keep them in high rise and provide everything from right from your rice to your oil, cooking oil and everything, because and we are paying also in cash. Those who are unemployed, we are paying also in government is paying. So why don't you remove all the human being from the forest and give it to elephant and feed your human population? That will be the best. I also suggest that, because if people can actually in a high rise, people hundreds of families can be accommodated, but you cannot accommodate elephant in a small area. I support that too, because we are actually we are not concerning anything about providing money to you. But main thing is your politics. Main thing is politics. Everything you see that in Assam, we have got in record we have got more than 30% 30% area of land area of the state under the control of forest department. That is notified forest area. But hardly we have got 15% now. So every encroachment in any reserve forest and even protected areas, if you search it and if you bold enough, you must say that actually the fact is that every encroachment there is behind that there is political leader. So unless you control, that is why I think that we should, that is first thing. Unless the political leader you control, their main point is your vote. See, there are so many cases I have seen in my life. You encroach in the from morning to evening, and at night they will supply their roof sheet and polythene sheet and everything to again build up that house. In our eyes, you cannot do because the government servant. So that is why I suggested that actually you bring all human beings and give them food and shelter, everything from government cost will pay, and leave the elephant in their own home and graze their See, thing is that whatever money we are now providing as gracia or any other damage, 4 lakhs in Assam, one human being killed and injured, heavy injured, slight injured, and property loss. If you calculate everything, IT and government help, now they are actually providing to the people in the name of poor. So that will be, I think, cost will be less. And if it is more than that also, at least our soil and water will be all right. The health of our soil and water. Second thing, again, we should change our policy of forest management. In the name of scientific forestry raising, since the British came, since the, Brandis came, no? He started the forest policy, and we have removed all our virgin forest area, which had the highest biodiversity in the year, just like the rainforest. We cleaned that, we have saved that, and started planting fast-growing commercial vegetables. That destruction, what we did, what they have initiated in Assam, because they are the forest officers, they were trained in German school, or they were trained in French forest school, where there was the virgin forest or national forest where they wiped out in the name of industrial revolution and feeding the steam engine. And that only they trained to raise the already destroyed national forest. And they started in a highly high biodiversity area like India, where actually there were virgin forests, at least not less than 50% when British came here. We started actually that clear filling and uniform system just to get money. Now we are crying that our biodiversity is lost. Our biodiversity lost in 1865. They started in 1865. The British came and taught them. And we, as a slave of the British, still we are following the same civilization. See, I had been in Ultabani, in Chirang Reserve, in Kokrajhar district, as a range officer. Our great CCM, he was one of the best silviculturists in Asia. In his instruction, I raised 2, plantation area. That now I have realized that I was new at that time. I could not actually understand what he wanted to do. But he did it by his own hand. So this is an old man, even then actually he took the action song. Now if you go to Ultapani, last month I went there again. Nobody can differentiate a national forest and a plantation. It was raised in 83, 84, 83, 84. 60 hectares, 60 hectares, 120 hectares, and 1 hectare in 82 was an experimental plot. Nobody can. I was there. I served there more than 8 years in different office capacities. But I raised them with the sole advice of our silviculture, CCF. I cannot now differentiate that is a plantation. The difference is that if you see minutely, you will find that more commercially valuable non-sal area in evergreen forest, in plantation area, than national forest. So why we cannot take that type of silvicultural system to actually create may not be a national forest, but a near national forest? Still we are doing. In our state, we are doing with the help of French government, with the help of with the help of our Japanese money, and we are still following that same clear felling and plenty. We will remove from a blade of grass all indigenous here. Now, on one side, you are telling that we should conserve our biodiversity. On the other hand, you are carrying equity and planting the exotic species, fast-growing species, so they immediately get the return. The return you will get after 60 or 80 years, the rotation is over. The money you will get, you will lose more than 4 times than that in mitigating the other things to keep the health of soil and water.
Sure, sir. Thank you so much for that. I want to request other panelists if they want to add, or shall I go with my remarks?
Yeah, that's fine. So what Bhupendra said, so that's it. We can still do it. We can still do it. If we follow the right process, we can still create some areas where elephant can survive. But probably we are not in the right path, or we do not get the exact person who can guide it. But as Bhupendra said, that we can do it.
Right.
Thank you.
So just to establish what Bhupendra was talking about is basically maintaining the spaces where the elephants, the elephant habitats are, and doing the different experiments for in the way of, yes, sir, please, Dr. Sharma.
I also like to echo what other panelists have said, but I would like to speak a little bit in a concentrated way. Like one experiment recently that we have observed, you might have heard in the national news also, there are a lot of eviction that was done by the government of Assam, and within 2, 3, 4 months, beautiful grass has grown in those areas, and the elephants in particular are using grazing in those areas happily. So a kind of an experiment that if we can relocate people from strategic areas, like habitat expansion is possible. Our Talukdar Dada has already mentioned, because you are feeding the people, everything you are giving, then politically you are also giving, trying to give them land rights, but that is counterproductive. In fact, from those areas where like it is a forest land, not a Miadi land, like confirmed, so those people should be removed and to some suburb areas, because otherwise also we are feeding them in. If you can bring them to suburb, they can also earn their livelihood. And in those areas, forest areas, even though they cultivate the elephants' damage, so if they give, like for now we have seen a pattern, areas like Manas, areas like Kaziranga, elephants are getting concentrated. So if that is the thing, why we do not expand here? Because the smaller islands, anyway, we are going to lose. But the bigger forest mass, land mass, Kaziranga and Manas. I'm mentioning two. There are more also, which are bigger areas and where elephants are getting concentrated. If we can give them more areas, like more additions, I think considering the future of the species, it will be more wise decision. That is my feeling.
Sure, sir, sure. And thank you for your additional inputs. So our team has put together a couple of questions, so I'm just putting one question, which is coming from what we have established as a fact, in terms of protecting their habitats, experimenting different things, not going with a typical monoculture plantation and so on. So anything like this, where we have the senior elephants in the room or, a wildlifers in the room, I would like to ask you as a team, you have almost a 3 to 4 decades vast experience, So when any policy intervention or policy creation happens in the state of Assam or northeastern states, we as a team would like to know, as a young researcher, wildlifer, we would like to know how this process generally happens, because many times people are clueless. So we would like to understand from all of you, as a policy intervention, policy modification, policy creation, because these are very, very effective in a long term, So how this process generally unfold and how your role in that process, would you like to share that with us and audience?
I'll take the first.
Please.
What the boss wants, that happens. And here boss means the politician. Unfortunately, that is the truth. And then if Bhupendra and Sarma sir wants to add something, but that's my opinion.
Okay, let me tell you. I have shown the map, Assam map. You see, Assam is a basin. This Brahmaputra Valley and also the Barak Valley. Assam is a basin. All three sides are covered by a, and the great river flows in the middle of almost middle of the Assam. And this, unless you actually make a near national forest strip, maybe 1 kilometer width, maybe you are more than that, you cannot actually train the rivers. The main problem of Assam is flood and erosion. The erosion affecting in two ways: is destroying all the properties and elevating the actually riverbed, and storing water capacity is reduced tremendously. And lakhs of hectares of land, fertile land, every year either it is eroded or a deposit of 2 to 3 meters sand deposit, making it unfertile for at least another 10 years. So we must take a strong decision that whatever population, human population or any privately owned land is there along the interstate border or international border, we should actually create some forest, not by planting, just uniform system that clear felling and cutting and cleaning everything just like a shape here and planting here. Let nature come, because actually elephant, the plantation you have seen, there is no roughage, monoculture, 1 or 2 story only. This story elephant cannot reach that tree, live. And the ground, right from the lower story to the ground cover, all are actually clean. So elephant cannot get any roughage. Roughage means your food that elephant can have the access to actually pull it down or graze. So in plantation, you never get that type of, you'll get valuable timber, but no, the diversity of other animal, particularly elephant, do not have that anything to eat in that wooded land. This, I don't say it a forest land, it's a wooded land. So if you make a strip of 2 to 3 kilometers wide, somewhere it may be more, you can actually minimize the erosion of rivers that are flowing from the hills to the Brahmaputra Valley. Third thing, you will biodiversity will be rich, faunal, both faunal and flora, and your soil health and your erosion will be minimized, and we will get a good climate so that the rainfall also will be regulated. So that can be done if the government has the will to do it. And I think in the long run, the benefit, monetary benefit will be more. Because if you sum up everything, that in Asia, I read one American story in one hill, I forgot the name. So people have started actually enforcing the hill. They destroyed the biodiversity. That area was famous for pure water. They used to actually bottle that water and send it to other state, American state. After a few years, when the humans started actually settling from the foothills, and it is polluted the water, and water becoming actually totally unusable for the human. So some people say that we can make some concrete barrier or something like that, engineering skill. Some say they say that if you do it by concrete or other structure, then what will happen? Repairing construction cost and repairing cost will be every year. It will be more, and you have to do it every year. But if you cover it by forest, then again it will be the water will be pure, and give some incentive to the people who are already settled there. Improve your toilet, improve their landscaping, everything. Then the cost will be, we need not one-time cost is enough. You need not actually spend the recurring expenditure. In Assam state, I know only Assam. My feeling is that unless you make a strip of near natural forest, not virgin, may not be natural, near natural, and if it comes naturally, then we get a near natural forest. And that will actually solve at least 50% of the problem of us.
Sure, sir. Thank you. Dr. Sharma, you would like to add anything?
Just one thing.
Yes.
Just a minute.
Video pose.
Hello, Sanjay.
Yes, sir.
Rathin has raised one very important thing, that if it is the politicians who will have to take decisions, but there has to be a green pressure group. Because being in this field for decades, I have seen in the earlier decades, there used to be state level or national level discussions, seminars where even politicians were involved, high ranking forest officials were involved who take decision. Last more than 6-7 years, I have not seen that happening. And like we should not preemptively think that what we know or what we perceive are also perceived by the politicians. They do not. We have to educate them, because policy decisions are taken by them, but we have to convince them like that. So some of people like us, we are kept in State Board of Wildlife and all that, but hardly we get a chance to speak, because it is a very limited period and there is no such threadbare discussion. So some state level conferences or national level conferences should be there, and these things that some way out is there, and if such policies can be followed by the government, that will make a change. That is my perception.
Sure. Thank you, doctor. I would like to just take a pause, very quick pause, and appreciate all the panelists and audience that patiently for more than 2 hours we are on this forum, and you all are there. There are just 4-5 questions, and I would really want to ask panelists, respected panelists, as well as audiences, if you can continue that, because it's too late in the night. Would you give 10-15 minutes where we can continue?
Yeah, you can conclude it by 9. That's fine.
Okay, sure. Thank you so much. I could see somebody raise the hand. Yes, Vaishak. I would just try to unmute you. You can just go ahead and ask a question.
Hello. Yes, sir. Thank you all for your very good presentation, sir. This is Vaishak. I am a master's student, and my hometown is in Kerala. And right now, I am pursuing masters in environmental studies and resource management from Delhi. So, as you all know, Kerala it's very known for captive elephant. They are used in festivals. They are used for timber mining. Everything they are used. So, I'm someone who want to work in elephant conservation as well as work in human elephant conflict reduction. So, what would you suggest me to focus more on to solve a South Indian elephant issue? Like because in North or Northeast we don't see much captive elephant issues, even though there are. But like as you know, in Kerala they are used a lot.
मैं बताऊंगा मुझे हाँ?
Please,
Yeah,
sir.
so if you could please suggest me a way for my future,
मेरे
and
यहाँ
I can work on it, it would be very good. Thank you, sir.
See, Kerala, Northeast captive
ये बोलना
elephant,
शुरू कर
only
दिया
in Assam it is more than 1,000. It was 1,300. Now reduced to actually almost 10. It is now 1,000, more than 1,000. Okay, how much captive elephants there in Kerala?
Can I come in?
Please, sir, please.
Yeah, the Mr. Boishak, he has raised an interesting issue. Actually, when the Honorable Supreme Court has clamped a ban on commercial logging in Northeast India, it was 1996 December. So around that time, there were 350 captive elephants in Kerala. And followed by the ban, our elephant owners, in a state of panic reaction, they started selling elephants, and even huge tuskers were sold for just 1 lakh rupees, 1,50,000 rupees, like that. And just in 3 years, by the end of that millennia, the captive elephant population grew to 1,100 in Kerala. Okay, but what happened afterwards? Today, the Kerala elephant population is just around 400. I'm talking about the captive elephant. Only around 400. What happened to all those elephants? I know the hidden story. Actually, I should not say in the name of temple elephant, in the name of using elephant as a god. There are a basic difference of elephant keeping culture in Kerala compared to that of Assam. Our elephants here, though captive, though used in logging, they live a near natural life. They live in a forest area or fringe areas. They get the scope for grazing, plenty of water. And now, what happens in Kerala? Elephants are housed in a crowded area, not very hygienically, and there was a huge incidence of tuberculosis. And this study was not mine. This study was done by Keralites and published also. And many elephants were lost because of the tuberculosis. So up to 40% elephants were suffering from tuberculosis. And tuberculosis is a zoonotic disease. It goes from human being to elephant and vice versa. So tuberculosis was a big problem, and this happened because of the faulty management practices of Kerala. The number one. Number two is Kerala elephant means it's money. Even when the elephant is in must, even after knowing, they take the elephant to the festivals, and the elephant behave they go in berserk in the frenzy of must during the festivals and kill people and damage properties. And many elephants also die very pathetically in those situations. So, of course, now that thing will not repeat because the elephant population has declined. But I will request my friend Baishak from Kerala, because he wants to work for conservation, very welcome to the area of conservation. But there are a lot of other areas also. You can work in Kerala, but it is very difficult. In Assam, anybody can work because here no restriction. Everybody in Kerala, there are social system is little bit different. Now, a newcomer is easily not accepted, not allowed to work. I know the Kerala situation. But there are elephant experts also. But however, overall, the elephant population is declining, captive elephant, and they will die a natural death. Interestingly, though there are a good number of wild elephants in Kerala, the culture of capturing and domesticating is not allowed in Kerala because they are very strict so far as the legal provisions are concerned. Unfortunately, in northeastern India, one thing is illegal captures are practiced, and of course, other side is that we also have captive birds. Even in privately owned elephant, we have captive birds also. And I will appeal to everyone that the exodus of elephants that is happening for time immemorial, even before the Mahabharata, it is a one-way traffic. Elephants always go from Assam. And to the whole world, not only the other states of India, but even Myanmar, Thailand, and Europe, America, all those elephants went from Assam. And Assam government should be strict and stop any exodus because we have seen the fate of our elephants when they are taken outside. So that is, but there are plenty of areas where somebody can come in and work. And they can also work for captive elephants of Kerala as well as for the wild situation. There are incidences happening where pressure bombs are kept targeting the pigs. Elephants bite and the bomb go bang in their mouth, and many elephants break their mandible or lose their tongue and all that and die pathetically. This is one thing is happening. And even we have seen in Tamil Nadu, one resort, a burned tire was thrown on a tusker, and unfortunately the tusker burned alive. So there are a lot of things we can work with the people, not to become such cruel for the elephants.
Sure, thank you. I hope Mr. Vaishak got his answer. So I would move on to the next questions in the interest of time. So I'm combining two questions and taking forward the disease part of Dr. Sharma has talked about. So can you, and this question is primarily to Dr. Sharma, and others also can comment on it. Can you quote events, since you have this large span of exposure to the elephant diseases and mortality? So can you quote events in Assam and northeastern states where you have found there are, mass number of killings or deaths, of elephants in last 3 to 4 decades? That would be very interesting for audience to know. That's a question number one. Question number two, you talked about the slaughtering of elephants for the meat, So does that still exist in Assam and other states of northeastern states? And would you like to, take that up also?
Of the question. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir, we can.
Okay. So regarding meat, unfortunately, some of our tribesmen, they eat everything except the, anything that flies except, aeroplane. And any four-legged structure that other than table and chair. Jokingly, people used to say, northeastern region people are meat eater, and like the Brahmaputra Valley and Barak Valley, this is not practiced. But if you go to the hills, many tribes they eat elephant meat. But I already said that they always do not kill elephant for meat. They use dead elephant meat also for their use. And so there are some tribes in Meghalaya, there are tribes in Karbi Anglong and NC Hills also, like that. But that is one thing, but it's not a very big issue actually, but it happens. Then the mass death in my memory or in my time was the death I have mentioned along the Jia Boreli River near Nameri National Park. So on record, on Assam side, 26 elephants died because of dimicron poisoning, which is an organophosphorus used for paddy conservation. And then on Arunachal side also, a couple of elephants died, probably 6. So that was the largest, mayhem of elephant mass killing. Then during the COVID time, in Karbi Anglang area, on the top of a hill, there was a lightning incident. So that lightning incident, I think 18 elephants, a herd of 18 elephants died very pathetically. So this was definitely a lightning case. But people, these days, social media and all, people used to say this thing, that some solar power company, they kill elephant. It is not that easy to kill 18 elephant by any other means. So it was definitely a lightning. And the meteorological department of Meghalaya, Shillong also has said that hundreds of lightning happened that particular time. So it was true. Very unfortunately, I forgot the name of the hill. Dada will probably remember. Yes, yes. So that was very unfortunate. Big. Then such big number of elephants didn't die. And we don't remember any such epidemic also in my work time, 40 years or so. No such epidemic has happened in our elephants. And I have already said that, our elephants enjoy a near natural management system. Our elephant owners, they leave their elephants for grazing. So, and they are never kept in a crowded condition. So tuberculosis is very minimum. Once I have conducted one study, and I have studied 86 elephants for tuberculosis, and I found 2 elephants positive, and both the elephant came from the same owner from Barak Valley. And because of the cruel practices, and they were confiscated by Assam government, and one was placed in Pavitara and another was in a private hen, and both were positive for tuberculosis. And after treatment, one survived. The other one was not treated, it died. So otherwise, we don't have incidences of tuberculosis or other infectious diseases. Very rarely we come across foot and mouth disease or 1 or 2 cases of rabies, but very sporadic. These are, you cannot say any epidemic or like that. So if you see health-wise, our elephants are very well, very good.
Sure, thank you, sir. And Dr. Barman,
Can I join?
Yeah,
Can I join?
please.
See, that meat eating case, no, actually it was confined on the south. That means the Mizoram, where there is only 3 elephants now. So, but it is actually spreading in northward, in Meghalaya and Karbi Anglong hills, and even in near Guwahati. So it is increasing. Of course, all are their tribal people, and they kill also elephant. They camp inside the forest, kill an elephant, they'll soak it and they'll put into bags and they will carry it. It is going on and it is increasing day by day.
I just sent in the message. There was an incident in near Borgang where 7 elephants were hit together by train. That's maybe 6-7 years back.
Sure. Thank you. Thank you so much. I will move to the next question. So Mr. Talukdar, you may want to take up, and I would request others also. So again, considering the longer span of exposure to the elephants and the habitats, you quoted one example of movement between Nameri, right from Nameri to Lakhoa Wildlife Sanctuary. So in your work exposure, are you aware of such traditional routes that elephant used to take, and now those routes are no more being used in Assam? Would you like to share any of such?
Yes. There is a Singri hill on the bank of the river Brahmaputra, just the eastern side of Pavitara, Orang National Park. So I was there for 5 years in Orang National Park. So the entire river bank up to about 2 to 3 kilometers, it was covered by wet elephant grassland. So from Arunachal Pradesh, from the hill, the elephant used to come during winter season, crossing your tea gardens. There is no food for elephant in the tea garden. But earlier there is a rule in Assam that all tea garden area, they have keep at least 2 sen. 2 sen means your 20 meters. A strip of 20 meters, allotted area along the periphery as forest area. First thing was that. Second thing, when the land actually they tried, they have not kept it and they have planted tree. Secondly, what happened? The tree plant, they actually they left the stream or river bank up to a certain year, land, so that the natural forest is because tea tree cannot tolerate actually water logging. So they actually kept the stream bank or river bank passing through the tea garden as it is, so that and natural forest comes up. So when this migrating elephant starts coming down to the, are you listening me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Please continue.
So when the elephant herds from Arunachal Pradesh, from the hill, they started moving to the river bank Brahmaputra. It is about actually 40 kilometers, something like that, aerial distance. So what they do actually earlier, they move through the river or stream bank, and they get the food to reach that river, Brahmaputra river bank, and then they actually migrate to Orang. So since I think from 1980 or 80, from 80, the tea garden, they have extended, they covered all the areas up to the bank of the stream by cutting the terraces and planted tree. So that natural strip of grassland or any other tree land, that has actually completely wiped out. So elephant, while coming down in the traditional route to reach the river bank, they had to suffer, they had to start for at least two days. So when they reach that, by that time, this river bank along the Brahmaputra from Orang National Park to Singri is an important place. So all these areas were actually covered illegally by migrants, as Rathin told, migrants of East Pakistan and Bangladesh. So there is not a single place left along the river bank from Orang to Singli. So I was there. Last that herd came 1990, and that was the last year they have come. Now it is stopped.
Sure. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, sir. We have already crossed the 9 o'clock mark. May I request, there are only 3 questions left. Can I please continue, or should we conclude with your permission? I think I can take as a yes and go ahead and ask questions.
Quickly.
Yeah, sure. So taking from the same line, we talked about the gene pool exchange, we talked about north to southern bank of Brahmaputra, When I'm in the field, I often get this input that Karbi Anglong elephants are shorter compared to Kaziranga elephants, And there was interesting concept being shared that Kaziranga used as more of a resident, more of a refuge, and now it's become a resident area. So my quick question is, since you have this vast experience, you have seen all elephants throughout Assam and other adjacent neighboring areas, is there a difference in the body size and conditions of elephants within Assam as well as outside neighboring states? Is there a difference? Is there a significant difference in the body size and conditions? So this is for all the panelists. If please can take up.
So let me tell. See, there is actually all hill elephant. The hilly terrain. Obviously, that the body they cannot actually, afford to have a big body. See, some people I have not seen, of course, by myself. In Digboi area, that means your Diringpatka National Park area. So the Burmese, they say that Burmese elephant, they used to come to Assam area, on Arunachal area, and in size, body size, they are actually smaller than our Assam elephant. Secondly, there was a route earlier in British time when the elephant captured in Assam. Some elephant, merchant, they used to actually march the elephant from Digboi area through Myanmar, through Myanmar up to your Rangoon port. There are records. One merchant, he was famous elephant merchant, the European man. He used to capture elephant in Assam, and sometimes he marched the elephant, captured the elephant, train elephant from Assam, from Margarita area up to Rangoon port, crossing the hills. But in our record, in our old elephant catching record, some actually elephant maholder, that means your leaseholder, they say that actually Garo Pahar has got bigger, size of elephant than in the plain area. But if you read that here, there is a book, Sahabuddin Talis, when Mirzumla attacked Assam, that he had written one chronicle about the attack of Mirzumla, Tehriki Assam. The book was Tehriki Assam, which was in here, was translated to Assamese. He said that elephant of Dimori area, that means on the fringe of Guwahati area, the elephants are good and very healthy. So to get healthy elephant and bigger elephant, you must have a good habitat. So these are the records, old records.
Sure, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Anybody would like to add, or shall I move to the next question?
Sanjay.
Yes, sir.
Regarding the elephant genetics and phenotype, interesting study was done by Dr. Prithviraj Fernando. You must have heard of him, Colombo. He's still there.
Yes.
So I think Rathin also attended that conference. His presentation was that genetically, all the elephants of whether mainland or in the islands or archipelago, generally they are genetically the same, except the Malaysian Borneo elephants. They are smaller in size and genetically different. Otherwise, all 13 range countries, the elephants are genetically the same. But what Talukdar Dada has observed, that is correct, and that is because of phenotypic changes that happen based on the soil micronutrients or soil nutrients. If you compare the South Indian elephants like Kerala, they are much bigger compared to our elephants, but genetically they are the same because these areas are rich in minerals. Like genetically, we, the people in Assam, not the tribal but general people, and the Punjabis, we are genetically same, but they are much well built and taller than us. It is because the soil in Haryana and Punjab are much rich in nutrition. So that difference is there, but genetically they are the same elephant. While working in Indonesia, I have seen on an average the elephant size is little smaller than. And as Talukdar Dada has said rightly, I have also went to Myanmar. The elephants are a little bit smaller compared to our elephants, but our elephants are a little bit smaller compared to Kerala elephants, like that.
See, this is as simple as a tall, fat person cannot climb hill. So generally, those person, they will stay away from hill climbing. So I take it that way.
Sure.
Yeah.
So the next question is for Dr. Barman. We are talking about the crop raiding situations, So there are two questions attached together. So whenever we go in the field, there is a tendency, the people say that, before 10 years, there was not much conflict. Last 10 years, the conflict has increased a lot. The crop raiding has increased a lot. How true is that? Because the crop raiding has been a very, very old phenomena right from ancient time period, where the kings were actually involved into capturing elephants, killing elephants for the taking care of their subjects, the population. So one is that. Second, have you come across a phenomena where this crop raiding shifts, like these are the villages where raided vastly for last decade, and now these are not raided and there are new villages being captured, being targeted by elephants. So has this shifting phenomena exist in Assam?
Yeah, that is always there. If you, I did a small study how sugarcane came to Sonitpur district. So in sugarcane was never a regular crop practice in Sonitpur district. But once this person they started it, immediately they attracted elephants, and that's how it started in some areas in Sonitpur district. But in Golaghat district, people are not doing any crop in those areas right now because of elephants. So elephant do not come there. So elephant has moved some other areas. So that is always there. Elephant will find their way wherever they get food.
Sure, thank you, thank you. Anybody else would like to comment, or shall I go to the last question?
Please.
Yeah, so the last question it is. So we talked about, the population increasing of elephants. We talked about human population increasing. Considering your respective fields, Mr. Talukdar comes from Forest Department, Forest Officer. Dr. Barman comes from very much, ecology, biology, and management, contribution into various projects. And Dr. Sarma, you come from the veterinary and welfare part of it. So considering last 3-4 decades, is respective capacity has built in Assam, be it veterinary doctors who are taking care of the wildlife, is that force has increased, is the researchers have increased, is the mitigation measures, people who are contributing as a technology, this force has increased, is Forest Department officials, the staff has increased. I would like to know in terms of capacity, is it increasing in Assam over a period of time, last 3-4 decades, as well as the adjacent states?
I'll take it to the first, and definitely the elephant conservation community in Assam is big. If that day Burma was talking on it, and then I only realized, oh, this is true. So, and we have many people who really think about it. But that is mainly non-government sectors. In government sectors, what I have observed, the elephant levels in the government sectors has reduced. I do not know what is the reason, but that is the truth. But in non-government sectors, but I would consider Dr. Sarma is a more non-government sector than his government association. So in the non-government associations, volunteers, researchers, elephant conservation thinkers has increased over the years. But in government sectors, the elephant lovers, thinkers, or will go out of the box ideas within the department system has gone down.
Sure, thank you, sir.
Okay, let me tell. As a government here, so I served 37 years, 5 months, and almost all along in wildlife.
Yes.
See, since British days, don't blame the India government, from the British days, say British government always actually manage the forest in cost benefit analysis. So if you cannot give this much of revenue in 1 year, which must be more than the salary they have to pay for the forest staff and officers, your post, some posts will be actually removed. There are records. In Assam, we had 3 conservators. First was 1, second 2, and another 1 third. So next few years, 2-3 years, that revenue realized from the forest department was less than the payment they made for the establishment. So 1 conservator is removed. Second, in British days, the British in the first started they actually exploiting the southern teak was the one species as a substitute of oak. So in all the oak, natural growing oak in Europe, they have finished constructing this commercial board. and feeding the steam engine. They do not have coal. So they finished at that time. Actually, the steam engine was much more actually beneficial and power and important than a tree. So in that way, they have finished all their actually natural forests, and they started exploiting from the colonies. In India, it started in South India, Nilambur area, and oldest steam plantation in Nilambur. So they actually exploited only the periphery of the area, so that the hauling cost is less and and the ultimate cost benefit is comfortable. So in Assam also the same thing. They have been all India. They have done the same thing. So the forest was thought about the natural forest. It will come up. If you cut one today, another one will actually grow from there. Until the issue in India government also, even the present government, they are giving more emphasis on other things to realize money, and India may be rich. But you are losing your natural area. That means you cannot actually repay again. In Thailand, I'm giving an example. Thailand, that prostitution is an industry. Was an industry. Now I don't know. Thailand is famous for actually, yeah. So one actually lady from England, she told me, she stayed in Thailand for a few years. She did that. The Thailand, they have spent money for promoting tourism. And now they are actually spending more money. What they have, spent as a year improving the tourism for controlling age. The same thing probably we are also doing. We are finishing forest and bullet train and all this we are introducing. So I think that I don't know whether the fare from the bullet train can compensate the forest we have lost.
Sure, so thank you for that. And I think with that note, I think we can conclude today's event. And I would really like to thank you, all the panelists. We have exceeded the time that was given to us. So it is very kind of you to stay back and entertain our questions, because it's almost like, we are getting a lot of knowledge and we are becoming greedy to not stop on that. So thank you for your patience. And I would also thank our audience to stay back so late and listen to the conversation. And with that note, I would conclude today's event. Thank you so much. And we would like to invite you again for some similar forum. Thank you so much. Thank you, Dr. Barman, and thank you, Mr. Talukdar, for your time. Thank you, Dr. Sharma. I'm sure he would be, I think, on the way, because he already taken a water break. I felt sad that we had to extend the time. So thank you, everyone. Thank you so much.
Thank you.